pick a transfer that we like each. You start us off, DJ.
Feels like an old one now, but Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal could be a game changer. Like they want to change the mentality of this squad, obviously, and they want to get that people thinking in terms of Champions League and like what it takes to get there. And let's be honest, it's hard to get Champions League level players to join Arsenal at the moment because most of them aren't convinced that Arsenal are ever actually going to get there. But in Jesus, you had a player that was gettable in this market and also wants to feel part of something. I think he wants to be the guy that spurs them on. Interestingly, like obviously we know like he's likely to lead the line for Arsenal most weeks. Scored 2 on his debut in a friendly. Fine, that's a great start.
Came on at half time, scored after 2 minutes, scored after 4 minutes. It's great. It's a great way to get going.
It's nice, isn't it? The other thing that I've heard Arteta talking about is the fact that because of the 5 sub rule, he thinks Nketiah and Jesus as a partnership could come in really handy, and I think that's what's going to be really key here. Because you're thinking, well, why is Nketiah signed a new deal here? He's not going to get any game time. Well, actually,
taking a 14 shirt as well, big.
Yeah, and the 5 sub rule changes so much this season in terms of like player expectations and how much you're going to see of time on the pitch. And Nketiah and Jesus, at times when Arsenal need to change tack, could be a really interesting partnership, especially with seeing Arsenal. Obviously, they've already got an array of talent around those players, creators. They're obviously looking to bring in one more. We'll have to wait and see whether they can get Gnabry or whoever else they manage to get, obviously after not getting Rafinha. But yeah, Jesus, big things for him this season if this is going to go well. Like, not only can he try and get Arsenal into Champions League, if that's going to happen, he's going to have to score about 20 goals. So it's an exciting transfer.
You know, when you started talking about the Jesus and Nketiah dynamic there, I was thinking Jesus comes off at half time, Nketiah on 45. I thought that's what you meant for a second. I was like, hang on a minute, that's not right.
No.
But yeah, Nketiah gets sort of a solid sort of 20 minutes every time maybe.
Yeah, and even if they can play them together, like if they change formation and they're like, we need a goal, okay, through the middle now, we've got these two as a partnership. Or even if you move Jesus out to the flank, like he loves it out
drift,
the flank.
Right?
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Is he in your FPL team?
Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is at the moment.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
How many drafts have you done?
2.
Okay.
I've changed it so that I've now got Salah, Son, Haaland, and Jesus all in my team.
He's gone big early doors.
Big.
Okay. All right, Sam. Who are you picking?
Let's go a little bit niche, but still a transfer that involves a team in Europe next season. Is Luís Maximiano has gone to Lazio.
Now, you're heartbroken.
Like I'm saying, I love this transfer because it's just smart business. But obviously, as a Granada fan, it hurts. But given that Granada got relegated, you can't keep a goalkeeper of Maxi's quality down for long. He can't go to the Segunda. He just doesn't belong there. So someone was going to get him. Someone with an open goalkeeping slot. And I was looking across the summer, right, who's got an opening here? Who could use him? And I thought for a bit it would be Napoli because David Ospina has sealed a deal to go and play in the Middle East. I thought, okay, interesting. Then Alex Merritt got a new contract. Lazio comes up. They got rid of both of their goalkeepers from last season, so they need to buy 2 or 3 more. And getting Maximiano for about 10 million euros, which was about half his original release clause, but it got slashed down upon relegation. Just really smart. Like, this is a player that if I could get Erik ten Hag on the phone and recommend one player, I would recommend a new goalkeeper for him, and I would have said Maxi, because he's the perfect modern goalkeeper.
That should be your goal for the week.
I don't have his number.
I reckon
and he's signed for Lazio.
Yeah.
You could 100% get his number, and I reckon you could still get him out.
Okay, yeah. What's his release clause? Activate it immediately. But Maxi's super modern keeper, like amazing sweeper, really good and confident with his feet. His short and mid-range distribution is really, really strong. And because Granada were embroiled last season, of course, he showed his shot-stopping capabilities as well. He saved more shots than any other goalkeeper in La Liga, unsurprisingly. Very good in every facet of the game. So for 10 million euros, man, like when you think of the role a modern goalkeeper plays in the build-up of a team, and you consider that Maurizio Sarri is in charge of Lazio and how important build-up from the back is, and having a goalkeeper that can play with the ball at his feet is, this is just absolutely brilliant business. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm so sorry to see him go, but I can't wait to see him play at the top level and in Europe, I hope, because he's excellent.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like this a lot. And I liked it when he went to Granada. I thought it was a really good replacement for Silva.
Yeah.
And it turned out that way. Just not quite enough.
Should have had him for longer, but it was our own fault.
Exactly. I'm going to finish us off back in the Premier League with Joe Aribo, who has joined Southampton from Rangers. £6.3 million. this fee feels very, very, very reasonable for a player of Aribo's quality. And I think it felt like only a matter of time before he did eventually return to the Premier League. Obviously, he's a London boy. He came up through different ways, through the Kinetic Academy, I think, and then into Charlton. And then from Charlton went up to Rangers and has really kind of made his name there. But I think for more than anything, we're looking at a player here who's so versatile. And so brilliant in different positions. Now, we've seen him play deep in a double pivot for Nigeria at AFCON alongside Wilfred Ndidi, where he kind of played as slightly more advanced of the two. Probably the best midfield combination we saw at that tournament. You go out, up to Rangers, and he's played not only as a false nine in the Europa League final, where he scored a kind of deep dropping and then got in behind to score the goal. He's played wide for Giovanni Bronckhorst before. Gerrard liked him mostly in the middle, which I still think is probably his best role. I do feel like he is a central midfielder, a pure CM. No other, no D, no A, just a CM that's left there. But I think he's kind of exactly what Southampton need in so many ways. And you're looking at this midfield and thinking, what does it need? Drive, dynamism, ball carrying ability, and Aribo brings all of those in abundance. I think this is going to be one where we look back at the end of the season and we think, that was 6 million. You've got an absolute steal there. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we've got top 6 knocking on Southampton's door next summer with £20 million offers for Joe Aribo after just one season in the Premier League.
There's six odd million to start with. It could rise, but it could only rise to 10. It's still really cheap if he kicks off. And obviously he plays in all these different positions, and we've been asking now, where's he going to play? The initial rumblings out of Southampton is that Hasenhüttl has him pegged for the right 10 of his 4-2-2-2. He wants to play him ahead of Ward-Prowse and Romeu, and just in that attacking midfield band where he can cut in on the left foot, probably progress the ball still, maybe act as almost like a wide target man at times for some longer build-up.
Yeah, definitely.
But also then cut inside and impact there and try to shoot and score goals. So I think that feels like a good fit for him initially, and then we'll see if he starts to move elsewhere. But man, it's an injection of quality that Southampton badly need up front.
Saints have signed well
across
the board in this summer, I think, and I could have spoke about Bazunu there as well. But Aribo, I feel like of all the deals they've picked up so far, feels like the standout one for me. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more from us at Frantic.